Once upon a time, in an old attic, there lived a tiny mouse named Maxwell. Maxwell was not like other mice. He was exceptionally clever and daring. One moonlit night, Maxwell was scurrying around, searching for food to bring back to his family. That's when he spotted it, a giant chunk of cheese sitting on top of a tall, rickety shelf. His eyes gleamed with delight. The cheese was the golden prize, but it was also well guarded by a series of traps and obstacles. Maxwell knew that bringing this cheese home would make him a hero. Determined, he started to devise a plan. Maxwell spent the next few hours studying the layout of the attic. He noticed that getting to the cheese required navigating past 3 challenges: a spring-loaded trap, a maze-like collection of old books, and finally, a narrow beam that looked far from sturdy. Using some string and a tiny hook he'd discovered in a forgotten corner of the attic, Maxwell managed to disarm the spring-loaded trap. He carefully placed the trap in a harmless position and proceeded to the next obstacle. The maze of books seemed daunting, but Maxwell's intelligence was not to be underestimated. He marked his path using an old piece of chalk he had found. Left, right, another left, a crawl through a small tunnel of books, and he emerged unscathed on the other side. Then came the real test, the narrow beam. His little heart pounded with both excitement and fear. One wrong step, and he would fall to the ground below. Mustering all his courage, he took the first step onto the beam. The wood creaked dangerously under his weight. He balanced himself and began to inch forward, step by cautious step. Just when he thought he couldn't go any further, he reached the end of the beam. With a final leap, Maxwell landed next to the enormous chunk of cheese. Triumph filled his tiny heart. Carefully, he nibbled at the base of the cheese to loosen it just enough to safely move it. After what felt like an eternity, he managed to push, roll, and guide the cheese down to safer grounds. Maxwell returned to his family, his prize in tow. They gathered around him, eyes wide with amazement and admiration. For Maxwell had not only brought back a feast, but had also shown that determination, cleverness, and bravery could overcome any obstacle. As they enjoyed the delicious cheese, they knew that this was a story they would tell for generations. From then on, Maxwell was not just any mouse. He was Maxwell the brave, the hero of the attic.